What's up, MFFLs? I'm your host, Harrison Graham from Chat Sports. Before we get into today's Dallas Mavericks news and some rumors as well, hit that subscribe button. We got some subs on the last video. That is good. Let's keep the train moving. YouTube.com/MavsTV. I will continue to bring you guys the latest Dallas Mavericks news and rumors all season long. And yes, we're going to talk about that big win over the Pelicans as well. Subscribe, and let's get into today's video. You're watching Dallas Mavericks Today. I am your host, Harrison Graham, back with a fresh batch of news and some rumors. We'll get into last night's game, or I should say Wednesday night's game, in just a moment. But first, let's talk about Goran Dragic. Could the Mavs land him? We've talked about this off and on for several months now, dating back to the offseason. Dragic has likely played his final game for the Toronto Raptors. He is away from the team indefinitely. He's out of the rotation. He doesn't want to be there. The Raptors are a young team trying to rebuild, so it doesn't really make sense for him to be there anyway. He obviously was a part of that Kyle Lowry sign and trade. And as we all know, the Mavs have been linked to Dragic for a very, very long time, and now he's expected to either get traded or bought out at some point over really between now and the NBA trade deadline. There is a report that if Dragic were to get bought out, the Mavs would be the front runners, and that's no surprising, right? We've basically heard through reports and sources over the last several months that Dragic wants to be in Dallas. He wants to team up with his fellow Slovenian countrymate, Luka Doncic, in Dallas, and obviously they have a good relationship. The Mavericks have always been fans of Dragic, his game, and I think that it would be an interesting fit if this were to happen. Dallas has liked this guy for years. I mean, they just have never been able to get on the same page in terms of bringing him to Dallas. Now, obviously, Goran Dragic isn't at his peak anymore, but I do think it would be interesting to add him to this mix. Dallas likes him. He likes Dallas. There's obviously a strong Slovenian following now here with Luka Doncic being on this Mavericks basketball team. So I think there is some potential for a marriage at some point in time. Will the Mavericks ever get Goran Dragic? Type Y for yes. Type in for no. Cast your votes down in the comment section. If you get hit with the YouTube ad break, which you might right now, scroll on down and reply to the pinned comment, which is what this will be, with a Y for yes or an N for no. Now, Goran Dragic, 13.5 points, 4.5 assists, 3.5 rebounds this past season. Isn't the player he used to be. There's no doubt about that. But I still think he can be an effective player with the Mavericks, with the system they like to run. The Mavs could use another guard. We've talked about that. They need more playmakers. That's something we mentioned heavily throughout the offseason as well. We kept thinking Dragic was going to come. We thought the Raptors would buy him out. Well, it hasn't happened yet, but there could be some momentum now that he has left the team indefinitely at this point in time. So we'll have to wait and see what happens between Goran Dragic and the Dallas Mavericks, as Dragic has likely, again, played his final game with the Toronto Raptors at this point. We'll keep tabs on this. You keep tabs on this as well, as his future in Toronto is very much in doubt. Now, we do have a Cyber Monday extended offer for you guys. This deal still applies. 50% off for this quarter zip jacket. Go to chatsports.com/mavzip. That is chatsports.com/mavzip. Get 50% off at checkout. That link will be in the comments. It'll be in the description, guys. Holidays are here. The spirit is in the air. The gift-giving season is upon us. Get it for yourself. Get it for your loved ones for 50% off. Get warm with this pullover. Chatsports.com/mavzip. Again, that link will be in the comments and in the description. Let's talk Tim Hardaway Jr. now. Could he be this team's sixth man moving forward? So Jason Kidd brought THJ off the bench in Wednesday's win over the New Orleans Pelicans. By the way, it was by far their most impressive offensive showing of the year. Part of that's probably the level of competition against New Orleans, but they were hot coming in. Tim Hardaway did say afterwards, look, I'm willing to do whatever. I've done this before. I think he still prefers to start, but the Mavericks needed to shake things up. They had lost 5 of 6. The offense wasn't flowing. And bringing Tim Hardaway Jr. off the bench could be a move, at least for now, that makes some sense for this basketball team, as the Mavs, again, had lost 5 of 6 heading into that game against the Pelicans. You look at THJ's numbers in that game, 6 of 9 in the field, 4 of 7 from 3. 16 points in that matchup. And 2 rebounds as well in just 25 minutes. Very efficient performance, very nice outing from him. And maybe this is what's for the best here. We've seen him be a flamethrower off the bench in the past. I just want efficient Tim Hardaway back. It's what we got last year. Hasn't been that way this year, but it was that way against the Pelicans on Wednesday night, in which the Mavs scored 139 points. So we'll see what happens. I don't know if it'll be a permanent move either way, but kudos to Jason Kidd for shaking things up. You have to adapt if you are an NBA coach and your team is struggling, and that is what he did. What should be Tim Hardaway Jr.'s role? What should his role be? Should he be a starter? Should he be a sixth man? If you think he should be a starter, type S. If you think he should be a sixth man, type 6. I'm good for either. I'm good for mixing it up. I have no problem with that. But we've talked about recently these Mavs role players, which THJ is that. He's a high-level role player. Haven't played as well this year. So you certainly need Tim Hardaway to pick up his level of plays. To build on that, the Mavs lit up the New Orleans Pelicans in that game. I mean, can we just talk about this for a moment? Tim Hardaway coming off the bench was a big part of this with his efficient 16 points, but the Dallas Mavericks scored 139 points in a 4-quarter game, and that's with the starters mostly out of the game in the entire fourth quarter. You think about 39 points, that's 35 points a quarter. Just about. That's what they were able to do against the Pelicans. And what's really crazy about it is this stat. So the Mavs shot 68.7% from the floor, an NBA best for any team since 1998. That's a 23-year mark there. Mavs shot almost 70% for an entire game. That is an outrageous number. So you want to talk about a team that's been struggling from the floor, and to just let it rip all in one night, that is what the Dallas Mavericks did against the Pelicans. Obviously, you're not going to shoot that well every night, but can you get back in that high 40s, low 50s more consistently? That would be huge for this basketball team. Now, get subscribed to the channel, youtube.com/MavsTV. Daily videos, the latest Mavs news, rumors, and a whole lot more. We're not quite publishing every day, but that is our goal. If you want us to publish every day, we need more subs from you guys. youtube.com/MavsTV. Do not miss out. All you got to do is hit that big red subscribe button. So before we sign off, you take a look at the upcoming schedule here. Back against the Pelicans on Friday night here. The Pelicans on Friday. The Grizzlies on Saturday, so a bit of a back-to-back on that front. Then a couple of days off before Brooklyn comes to town, and that will certainly be a battle as well. And then another back-to-back with Memphis. So you catch Memphis twice on a back-to-back, which is tough because Memphis is very capable. And then the Indiana Pacers on December 10th. That is the upcoming slate for the Dallas Mavericks. And before we sign off, I want to ask you guys one more time the question of the day. Will the Mavs get Goran Dragic? Type Y for yes. Type in for no. This will be the pinned comment on today's video. So scroll on down, get your votes in, and we'll see you next time.